Hi, it's Julie at Love's Beginning, and the idea I have to talk about today is 2 blocks north of the first agony. I see reflections in my glasses, so I'm just gonna, it's a little better. Okay. So, 2 blocks north of the first agony. It was funny to receive this concept, and I'll get into where it's going eventually, but I just know that it made me laugh a lot to see that visually and to get a symbol for what 2 blocks north of the first agony means. So I'll get around to it eventually. But at first, what I was told is the only way you can experience guilt is by believing that you have an autonomy that shows your separation from the other selves and from the reality of the oneness. And the first thing I thought was I should go back and read Wayne Liquorman. If you've ever read Wayne Liquorman, I'm trying to think of who his teacher was. Was it Ramana Maharshi, maybe? But I think the term that Wayne Liquorman uses is FSA, false sense of authority. This idea that you are a separate one that has autonomy, that idea as being essentially false, and that the key to everything is understanding this is a lie. This, you don't have autonomy, and neither does anybody you perceive as else. So I felt like what I was being told today really gets to the root of that idea and helps me sit still while it is dismantled. So I appreciate that. And the other thing was the only way you can experience pride is if you believe a separate someone did a separate thing and that thing has meaning and value. And if I look at all of the thoughts that the ego sends me, and then I believe a separate someone did a separate thing and that thing has meaning and value, all the thoughts that multiply from those very basic concepts, that just helps me hold still. It helps me hold still and just look and be quiet. Doesn't mean I don't attach. I still attach and react, but then I can observe the attaching and the reacting, and it just floors me. And the even the phrase floors me, takes me to the foundation, to you're on the floor, you're at the basis of where there is a space in the mind where there's clarity, where there really isn't a belief that there is pride, there is a separate someone did a separate thing. And if I'm looking at the separate things, look at all the separate someones we distract ourselves with in the world, and the concept of my separate someone. Look at all I distract myself with. The one separate thing I'm avoiding by distracting myself with all these various someones over time and all these various things is the thing I think I did is to separate, to explode, to destroy creation, to really mess things up. That's the belief. That's the belief that the egoic thoughts are supposed to distract me from, and to just sit still with that belief and to just look at it and not fight it and just be there with it. That feels very helpful. Okay, and then also the belief that someone ever did something separate is an agony. So I can just pause there. Why would I'm using the term I very loosely, make this world of such intense and complex distraction because of the belief that someone did a something, a separate something? That's an agony, that first agony. But the ego's trick is that it gets you to skip right over the agony. If you think of the feeling of agitation, that is activity and reactivity, and the back and forthness and the rushing around. I get caught up in it every single day. There's never been a single day when I haven't been caught up in it. But I can feel into that and see, okay, you skip right over that agony. That's what you're trying to distract away from with all these separate someones, all these separate things, all these separate meanings, all these separate values. And it is very helpful right now to just sit and look and recognize. So that's an agony. But the ego's trick is that it gets you to skip right over the agony in search of definition or identity. And if I think of all the egoic thoughts that get sent to me, they define, they identify over and over and over and over in so many different forms. You can find that identity in pride or in guilt. It doesn't matter which one I'm doing. Neither one. Guilt is obviously not happiness. We think pride is happiness, but it's the same thing. Same two sides of one coin. And again, it just helps me to sit still and to look at that and to feel the gratitude for being shown. And then, let's see, we give you a resting place, a place of solace, a place to be present at all times. It is 2 blocks north of the first agony. So I liked how my friends sent me 2 blocks north of the first agony. They use terms I can conceptualize, I can understand, but somehow they take me off the map. They take me off the map because since the northern border of your imaginary land is the first agony, we just guided you past your northern border. And that's what spirit can do. It takes you off the map. Ego has you on the map. And when I was receiving this, it looked like I was looking at a city map with like streets like grids and skyscrapers. So when I got taken off the map, I got taken out of the complexity of the city. I didn't get taken into the countryside. I got taken off the entire map. And that's where spirit holds us. Prior to all meaning, prior to all assigned value, prior to all definitions, that's where spirit holds me and guides me and helps me. Prior to 2 blocks north of the first agony. And if I've skipped over that agony and I'm trying to distract away from it, then I'm in this activity and reactivity in the world, trying to handle things, trying to manage things, trying to control things. So I have gratitude for being shown the difference and for being helped every day and for being assisted off the edge of the map. I think that's it. Just I'm willing to be taken off the map and to be guided without holding on to concepts that come from this idea of the map, that we know who we are and what we're doing and what's going on. If we give all of that up, something else is there. And that's what's prior to the agony, prior to the idea that I made a world that's real, a world of conflict and a world that guarantees death. Prior to all of that, that's where the guidance is. So I appreciate that. And I will do my best to stay in that place where I am advised off the map. Thanks.